Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly achieve their goals while others struggle, even with the best intentions? You might think it's all about willpower or some secret formula, but what if I told you the real magic lies in something so small, it's almost invisible? That's right, tiny habits. These seemingly insignificant actions have the power to transform your life in ways you can't even imagine. And today, we're going to dive into how small changes can lead to big, life-changing results. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll look at your daily routine in a whole new way.
Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call her Sarah, wanted to get healthier.
Like most of us, she set these big, ambitious goals. Work out 5 days a week, eat only clean food, drink a gallon of water every day. You know the drill. For the first week, she was unstoppable. But by week 2, the motivation started to fade. She skipped a workout here, had a cheat meal there, and before she knew it, she was back to square one, frustrated and feeling like a failure. Sound familiar? Now, here's where things get interesting. Instead of giving up, Sarah decided to try something different. She ditched the big, overwhelming goals and focused on one tiny habit, doing just one push-up every morning. Just one. It seemed almost too small to matter. But you know what happened? That one push-up turned into 2, then 5, then 10. Within a few months, Sarah was consistently exercising, eating better, and feeling more energized than ever, all because she started small. So, what's the secret here? Why do tiny habits work when big goals often fail? It all comes down to how our brains are wired. Big changes trigger resistance. They feel overwhelming, and when we inevitably slip up, we feel discouraged. But tiny habits, they fly under the radar. They're so small that they don't activate that inner voice that says, "Ugh, this is too hard." Instead, they build momentum. Each tiny success gives you a little dopamine hit, a rush of accomplishment that motivates you to keep going. Over time, these small wins compound, creating a snowball effect that leads to massive change. Think of it like planting a seed. A single seed is tiny, almost insignificant. But with a little care, it grows into a towering tree. Tiny habits are the seeds of transformation. They may not look like much at first, but give them time, and they can reshape your entire life. And the best part? You don't have to overhaul your entire routine to get started. In fact, the smaller the habit, the better. The key is to make it so easy, you can't fail. Let's break this down with a simple example. Imagine you want to read more books. Instead of telling yourself, "I'm going to read for an hour every day," start with just one page. That's it, just one page. It might feel almost laughable, but that's the point. One page is so easy, there's no excuse not to do it. And here's the magic. Once you've started, you're likely to keep going. Before you know it, one page turns into 2, then 10, then a chapter. The hardest part is always starting, and tiny habits make starting ridiculously easy. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do I actually create a tiny habit? It's simpler than you think. Start by anchoring your new habit to something you already do. For example, if you want to start flossing, you could anchor it to brushing your teeth. After you brush, you floss just one tooth to start. Or, if you want to drink more water, place a glass of water by your bed and take a sip as soon as you wake up. The trick is to pair the new habit with an existing routine so it becomes automatic. Another pro tip? Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Did you do that one push-up? Smile, fist bump the air, say yes, out loud, whatever makes you feel good. This might sound silly, but it's incredibly powerful. Celebrating reinforces the habit and makes you want to do it again. Remember, habits aren't just about what you do, they're about how you feel. And feeling good is what keeps you coming back. Here's the thing. Tiny habits aren't just about personal growth, they can ripple out into every area of your life. Want to improve your relationships? Start by sending one kind text to a friend or loved one each day. Want to advance in your career? Spend just 5 minutes a day learning a new skill. These small actions might not seem like much in the moment, but over time, they add up to something extraordinary. So, here's my challenge to you. Pick one tiny habit you want to start today. Just one. Make it so small it feels almost too easy. Then anchor it to something you already do, and celebrate every time you succeed. It doesn't matter how small the action is, what matters is that you start. Because when you do, you're not just changing your habits, you're changing your identity. You're proving to yourself that you're the kind of person who takes action, who follows through, who creates positive change. And remember, it's not about being perfect. You don't need to do your tiny habit every single day for it to work. Life happens, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep coming back to it. Because over time, those small, consistent actions will lead to big, life-changing results. So, what's your tiny habit going to be? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas and cheer you on. Now, go plant that seed and watch it grow.